Good morning, Facebook Live and Joslyn fans. I am Rebecca, the program director here at the Joslyn Center, and this is episode 165 of the Joslyn Variety Show. So, we have lots on the schedule for you today. First things first, I'm going to make sure that it is streaming, and it is fantastic. So, we have Jack and Elyse here for our Monday morning update. But I'm going to kick it off by talking about what we have coming up this week. So, don't forget, we are opening up a spring semester of Zoom classes. So we have tons of great stuff available for you. We've got Spanish lessons, Fit After 50 with Joni. Debbie is back to lead balance conditioning and Zumba. Keith is going to do line dancing. And then chair yoga with Cheryl. So all of these are going to be available in our spring semester of Zoom courses. And if you would like any information on those or to sign up for any of them, give me a call. It's 760-340-3220, and my extension is 102. The other thing that we have available is now we have the final details from our volunteers over at AARP, who typically provide tax preparation services here at the center. They are going to be offering all of that assistance via email this year in order to keep them safe and keep you safe. So if you would like the information on how to email them, I am going to put it in the comments below so that you will have it, but I'll go ahead and read it out just so you don't have to go look for the comments. But the email address to send a message to them is C as in Charlie, A as in Alpha, the number 5, D as in Delta, number 2, and number 3 at aarpfoundation.org. You'll send them your name, your address, and your phone number, and then starting in February, they're going to start replying to those emails, and they will get back to you and walk you through the next parts of the process to actually get their information that you need to send to them and so on. So that is how we're going to be doing taxes this year. I know it's not ideal, but we're trying to do our best to keep everybody safe. So hopefully you'll still be able to take advantage of it. If not, let us know. And hopefully if we're able to accommodate in-person appointments later in the season, we'll be able to do that. And in the meantime, don't forget, we still have all of our virtual programming available too. So we have Bling and Bingo tomorrow. That is Tuesdays at 2 o'clock. Tech Untangled Wednesdays at 2 o'clock. Thursdays our Zoom chat group also at 2 o'clock. And then, of course, the Jocelyn Variety Show Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, always at 11 o'clock on Facebook Live. So that is what we have going on. There is tons of stuff happening. You can always visit our website, joslyncenter.org. It's got the calendar with the breakdown of everything that we've got going on. And you'll find great COVID information and resources there as well. So speaking of COVID, let me bring in Jack, and he's going to give us a little update as well. Jack, how are you today?
I'm good, Rebecca. How are you?
Good. I am going to let you take it away.
Okay, thank you. Um, so last week was quite a week, and we learned probably about the same time most of you did that the County of Riverside was opening up some COVID vaccine clinics. Trying to access those clinics and to make the appointments turned out to be a much bigger challenge than I think they anticipated. And certainly if you tried to go through that process, it was very frustrating. And unfortunately, if you're not familiar with the internet, or you know people that aren't familiar with the internet and how to access it, that even made it more difficult. So the latest we have from the county is that they are waiting to determine what their next allocation of vaccine is available. And they will then be opening up more clinics. We had hoped to help people through that process, and in discussions with the Riverside Department of Public Health, there's so much personal information that has to be put into the appointment request form, and medical history and other things, that we're not really comfortable, and our staff isn't trained really to do that kind of detailed medical information. The other thing that the county is working on, and that was suggested to them, was there are other counties that have waiting lists. So you can put in some basic information on a waiting list request form, and when they have space for you, then they will be contacting you. And we're expecting that something along those lines should be announced fairly soon. And for those of you that don't have internet access, the county is working on a telephone process where you can make requests for an appointment. They were surprised that they're not getting the allocation they were expecting. Also look at some of the community partners. There's Ralph's and Vaughn's that are located in the Coachella Valley area. I checked with one of them. Vaughn's has a waiting list, so you can put some basic information on their website, and they say they will get back to you. The other information that we have is that the vaccine clinics that the county was doing are through the county's allocation. There are going to be other allocations of vaccine through your primary medical care physician and through other sources. So you may want to contact your primary care physician or they will be contacting you. My understanding is many will be sending out information to their patients in the next week or so. So the vaccine is rolling out, probably not as quickly as anyone of us would like. We're here to provide the most current information we have. And again, I've been in direct contact with Dr. Kaiser, the Riverside County Director of Public Health, and expressed to him the concerns that we have for seniors and accessing these appointments. So we're hoping we'll be able to be part of a community coalition that makes it a lot easier and can smooth the way for you. Wish we had better news and that we were all going to get the vaccine this week, but patience is probably going to be a real virtue. And certainly wanting to see what it looked like, I tried to navigate the website and making an appointment, and it was very difficult, and it took hours to even try and get through it. So again, patience, and please know that we're doing everything we can to smooth the way for you to be able to make these appointments. And again, we're in contact with the Riverside County Department of Public Health and Dr. Kaiser and also our supervisor's office to try and smooth this out and make sure we have a community coalition and partnership that is moving ahead on the vaccines. The other thing Rebecca talked about, some classes, these are new ones coming up. I would encourage you to really start getting involved in these Zoom classes that are coming up, particularly the exercise courses. And it's basically, we're doing it a little bit less than what we would ordinarily do the classes. But because we're doing it online and wanting to make sure that our instructors receive their compensation for doing the classes, it doesn't cost as much as it looks like when you enroll. So please check that out on our website and enroll in these classes that are coming up. We're doing as much as we can to make sure we keep you active, engaged, and involved. And I'd also suggest checking out our wellness center. Our brain boot camp is coming up and enrolling right now. And also our problem solving strategies. So if you're stressed out about all that's going on, and we're continuing now, whoever thought we'd be soon entering into a second year of this or completing the first year of this, hope is on the horizon. But if you need some help navigating this and are concerned and stressed out about it, as I think all are, please contact Veronica and the Wellness Center, find out about the classes and counseling programs we have to help us all get through this in a healthy way and move into a much better 2021. And we miss you all. Look forward to opening as soon as we can. And as soon as we're able to, we'll let you know. So that's all I have, Rebecca. Thank you so much. We'll hear from Elyse. And again, be patient and check out all the various resources that are available for making the vaccine appointment. Thanks.
Sounds good. Thank you, Jack. Elyse, how are you today?
I am okay. I'm really happy to be here. How are
Good. We're glad to have you. let me turn myself off and then take it away.
Okay, thank you. So I am amazed that I was thinking back to early last March. First of all, it's great to be here again and to be with you. And if you're watching this, then you're doing pretty okay just to start with. I was thinking back to early last March, and I remember the lockdown, or everyone was supposed to stay home. They said for 2 weeks. We are going on a year. I don't think any of us could have imagined this. And it's hard to believe that we're still going through it and that we're still here and doing okay. So that's number one. Number two, let's take a breath because this is Mindfulness Monday. Let's just breathe. In through the nose and out through the mouth. It's good. So it is said that if you find yourself a little depressed, you're looking too much, you're thinking too much in the past. And if you find yourself somewhat anxious, you're looking too much into the future. Really the place to be, and I know I've said this before, is in this moment, because that's all we really have. This moment. And now this moment, this is what we have. And it's about being aware of what's happening in the moment. So that includes both positive and negative of what's ever happening in the moment. We be with that. And being aware of what's happening in the moment is not thinking about being aware. It's just being aware. And the breathing really helps with that because that's always in the moment. If we're alive, we're breathing. So, and that's a good example of not thinking about it, but doing it. So you don't think about breathing, you breathe. So let's take one more breath. I love to take a deep breath. Very good. I hope you're doing that too. Anything else about mindfulness or awareness? Well, I'm just going to reiterate before we ask our kind of fun questions to ground us in the moment. I'm going to reiterate some of what Jack said about please contact us for problem solving solutions, which is a kind of counseling that helps you figure out how to solve your problems with the support of a counselor. Brain Boot Camp, great fun to be in the group, and you learn a lot about brain health and memory, tricks to memory improvement. An Aging Mastery Program, which is a bunch of chapters that's really about the things we need to know as we age, such as like financial, exercise, medications, etc., etc. Okay, now for our fun questions. I wanted to have us each think about things we've decided and actions we've taken in the past that we're proud of and that we regret. So again, it's being with the positive and the negative. I don't have a preference for the negative, so I like to get that out of the way first. So let's first, each of us think about a regret, something that we would do differently if we had the chance to. Let's take a minute to think about that. Trying to think about that. I haven't preformed my answer. Oftentimes I do, but I think I would have done some things very differently if I could have, which I couldn't have, but if I could have in the relationship I have with my sister. That was it. It was and continues to be, although it's better these days, a difficult relationship. And if I had an opportunity to go back, which none of us do, I would do some things differently in that relationship. Now, let's think back. So I hope that you can think of a regret, think that what you would have done differently, and then move away from that. We don't want to dwell in the past. That causes depression, right? So now let's think back to the decisions or actions we've taken that we're proud of. Something we're so glad that we did. Are you thinking about that? I hope you have lots. The one that comes to mind for me is just that I pursued my education and got a career as a social worker. I'm good about that. That was a good decision. Okay, and then one other thing, which is now that we're being apart from so many people that we miss, there is a way to feel close even in physical absence. There's a way to feel close to those people we love, even when they're not around. So some of the obvious ways that we all talk about are keeping in touch by phone or Zoom or FaceTime, writing letters, looking at things. If these people you miss have given you anything, you can look at that thing and remember when and why they gave it to you and that you have it with you. But the biggest way to feel close is to remember what it's like to be with that person. Call up the image of that person, whether it's giving them a hug or having tea or taking a walk, whatever it is that you've done, or going to crowded places, shopping to a mall. Recall those things in your mind. So you probably want to just sit still for a minute and just raise these images of being with that person. It will help you feel closer to them. So that's it for today. Hope to hear from you to join any of our classes or groups, especially at the Wellness Center. And look forward to being with you next Monday. Thank you all.
Thank you, Elyse. So final sign off information. If you have not watched my video from last Friday's Joslyn Variety Show, that will kind of help you navigate the websites that do have COVID-19 vaccine information on them, including the ruhealth.org website. So check that video out, and hopefully that will give you a couple of answers, though as far as I know, there aren't any available appointments right now. And of course, we're always here to help. We are happy to have a fantastic week. I hope that we will see you at some of our virtual programming, and I hope that you'll call and sign up for some of our spring semester programming. Have a lovely week. We'll talk to you Wednesday at 11. Bye.